Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Kevindiana Jones Show. I already messed up my name. Look, we already got a bunch of people here. Thanks for joining. I missed you last week. I was planning on going to see Dune last Monday, but allergy season kicked the shit out of me. That was not fun. I thought I was like getting a cold or something like that, and then the dude on the news said, "Yeah, my head is crazy right now. It's horrible weather." Bad allergies. So that affected me all week last week. But man, I'm feeling so much better now. Thank goodness. This is going to be fantastic. I did end up seeing Dune. It was really fun. I had one of those reclining seats, and oh, that's the best, my friends. There is no one else really around us, and this is the best part of Mondays. I agree, Troy. Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is, I think, episode 5. Yeah, this is episode 5 of the Kevindiana Jones Show, and today we will be having Morgan Lauff on tonight. Is it Lauff? Lauff? We'll find out. All these different kinds of names that we're learning how to pronounce finally. Isn't that a great thing? Anyway, so I got my Azuma shirt, my first Azuma shirt this week. This is the Temple of Doom from his new current run, and I'm in love with this thing. This is my favorite Indiana Jones shirt already. The way it fits is wonderful. It doesn't really bunch up in the back at all. It's not too baggy. It kind of form fits, and I love it. I'm gonna see how it looks on all the other jackets. Maybe even tonight on the show. We'll see. But yeah. So the topic is today jackets. I wanted an Indiana Jones jacket so much when I was a little kid. I think we all did. And some kids are probably lucky enough to have gotten them, and that's awesome. That's pretty cool. But that did not happen for me. And I have made up for it since. I think that's what all this is about, is just getting everything I wanted as a child, and now I can have it. And it's such a weird thing to actually finally, even all these years, I've been doing this for 3 years almost now, and it still gives me that jolt of like, and this is an Indiana Jones jacket. I'm actually wearing an Indiana Jones jacket. And, you know, when I was a kid, I had like a hand-me-down from a friend. He gave me his leather jacket. I think I've gotten 2 of them through time, but they were nothing like Indy's, and they were just oversized. So the first time I got my Wested, which I no longer have, I sold my first 2, and they've gone on to new homes, and I'm really happy about it. And they look better on them than they ever did on me. And that's one of the best parts of selling stuff, is that you see it go to a new home and you're like, oh hell yeah, look at that. That's way better than it was on me. And so those jackets went on the new homes. But the first time I put on that first Wested jacket, to actually have something from the company that made it for the movie, much like the hat, boy oh boy, that feeling, it's magical. It's totally magical. If that's the simplest word I can use to describe that feeling. And it's ridiculous now that I have 5 jackets, because I caught that bug. I didn't expect it, but it happened, and I'm really happy about it. This is, I don't know if it's my favorite one, but I think it's the most beautiful one. It's definitely the softest one. This is my Steel & Jones main hero in Ribby lambskin. This is the one I've been showing in the videos, the pictures on Instagram this week. And as you can tell, it is indeed ribby. That side's a little less ribby, but yeah, like that stuff right there. That one scene where they're talking about chasing after the truck, you can really see this exact pattern in the movie. And to have that on you with this feeling, the fact that it's so light skin. I mean, it's not really light skin, but yeah, it's pretty light skin. I would not want to weather this any further, but this just makes me so happy to have. And I'm going to be wearing this for the night, and this kind of represents the fans here. This is a Tognerelli hat. This is a Steel & Jones jacket, and I love wearing this combination because of that. It's the two have that are made by the fans, and that really makes it more special. I don't know if it's more special than wearing stuff like that Michelle made. It's a different kind of special. They're up there special. Like, the top of the screen is the most special. Yeah, they're both there. They're both pretty much there. So, anyway, moving on. The fact that I also have finally a Wested jacket that does kind of fit me. This is my truck chase. This is the one I weathered myself. This took 6 weatherings maybe. Every time for the first 3 or 4 times, I would weather the shit out of this thing. And then overnight, it got better. I don't know. I don't know what happened. The leather jacket fairies came along and sprinkled P-cards all over it, but they were brand new. It was brand new 3 times, and then the last time I really went to town on it, and it finally ended up looking fantastic. And it's a little more subtle than the truck chase really should be, but I like how it is, because I wear this one probably the most outside, because this is not as heavy, so I can wear it on, like a 50-degree day. I don't get too sweaty. I do get very sweaty in all jackets, and that sucks. I'm just a sweaty dude. That's why I like the winter. I really like the winter. I like being cold. It's fun. It's better. Better for a few reasons, not all reasons. Springtime's nice too. This is my Temple of Doom from Steel & Jones. This is the thin cowhide, and this is screen accurate weathering. So it's I don't know if that's considered heavy weathering, but good lord, I took a couple pictures with this week, and the detail with proper lighting looks dead on to the movie. With this, it still looks fantastic. I love how it looks, even when I'm not like lighting it to look all cinematic and dramatic and stuff. But this is just it's not torn to shit, but it like properly kind of looks like it sort of is. So that really adds to the whole Temple of Doom factor, because that jacket is messed up. Even though he doesn't really wear it that much in that movie, I noticed last viewing. He doesn't really wear it all that much, but this is the beginning of the movie. I should have gotten the village scene at the end when he comes, when it's all bunched up and a little bit smaller than perhaps it should be, but that adds to the look. I feel like that really adds to the look. Mr. Riser Indy got that one, and I will look forward to tossing that one around one day. That'll be fun to hopefully try on. I hope I get to try it on someday. We're pretty much the same size, so that's convenient. Anyways, this is my last crusade. Steel & Jones. This is the I guess chocolate thick lambskin, and if this one's not my favorite jacket, this one is. I mean, I think overall this one probably is my favorite jacket. This one I really, it's one of those magic ticket movies that I got from Arnold Schwarzenegger, that I went into the movie and got this myself. That's what it seems like Diego does, and it's pretty nuts. The detail on it and every little bit of it. There's like little phrase on it that are supposed to be there because it's in the movie, and I love that. And also, indie jackets aren't supposed to look perfect. We all know that. Some of you fight it, but it's true. I haven't gotten the balls to put Fuller's Earth on my jackets yet, but it's going to be fun to try one day. And last but not least, my Dial of Destiny from Mr. Cosplay Writer himself, Trent Ryan. This was not in the plans. I didn't plan on doing Dial of Destiny until I saw the movie, and it was like, oh, okay. I actually do like this movie quite a bit, so I had the option of, in my head, maybe I'll do it one day. One day meaning like a year or two, and then Trent was just like, hey, I got this thing. And that was that. That was a very solid purchase, because I have also gone to town on this one. The weathering I've done on this is it's pretty nice. It's kind of hard with the light shining, but you can kind of see it. But anyway, so those are my jackets. But I will say that people out there, you only need one. You only need one jacket. If that's all you have, that's all you want, stick with that. Please stick with that. It's a little goofy that we do this, that we have like so many different leather jackets, and I love each one of them. But if you just want one, never feel the pressure to get anything beyond that, because if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Huh? Anyways, so today we'll be talking to Morgan about jackets, and I have the Kevin 11 ready for him to go. And let's have him on. Morgan, if you're out there, let's go ahead and get this going. I'm going to cough. I coughed. Anyway, so thank you all for joining me. This is a wonderful joy. It's so fun. I kind of missed it a lot. It was nice to have a Monday off because I was recovering, but last week, past Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like, holy crap, I can't wait for Monday. I can't wait to do this, and I just got so excited for it. So let's see what I can do here. If I can do it, can I do it? I don't see him here. Okay. Well, regardless, he'll join us soon. He sent a request. I don't. Oh, there it is. Why didn't that pop up? That's so odd. Video quality is a little better. Hopefully that remains once it goes split screen. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, it was nice to have the week off, but I'm really glad to be back. And I hope you all had a great week. But let's get the show going, my friends. Jackets is the topic, and I think I can say in general that it's one of the most notable things about Indy's outfit for sure, other than the hat and the jacket. I mean, you can wear the hat and the jacket and walk around outside and be recognized as Indy. But can I do this here? Invited to join, and it's trying. But together, man, when you wear this, it just feels good. It feels good. A combo, but even without the radio silence, I don't know why. I don't know why. That's curious. Well, that happened last week with Caleb. That tends to happen. It's unable to join, but you will join. I believe it. I believe in this. I believe in this happening. Maybe if I invite thee, let's see what happens. Oh, I don't see you on the list. But yeah, this is how it goes. Okay, yes, there we go. There's a view. View the live thingy. There we go. Fingers crossed. Crossed. Okay. Ah, here we go. There we are. All right. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How you going, Kevin?
I am doing fantastic. It's so good to have you on the show. This is the first time we've ever really talked via video, and holy crap, you look incredible. And look at that, like that background just really shows off everything you're wearing beautifully.
This beautiful Memphis hotel background.
Yeah, it's working for me, man. I don't know why. The lighting and you look good. You look good, my friend. It's great to have you on the show. So you're in Memphis on tour,
That's
right?
right. I'm on tour with Bluey's Big Play. So if you or anybody you know have little kids, come see us. We're traveling all over the United States and all over Canada, and it's just a really great excuse to get the indie gear and travel across the USA, because let me tell you something, I've been to some really amazing places so far while wearing the jacket, while wearing the fedora. The Aldens have just like walked through history, and it's just, like you said, you can own one jacket, and even if it's like an inaccurate jacket, like for me, like I can never, ever, ever sell these or
Hmm.
part ways with this. It is too incredibly priceless. It's these are my Grail diaries. They have stories, and they're never gonna never gonna leave me. So
That's a good feeling to have, and I bet just imagine. I say this all the time. Imagine being a kid and knowing you're going to have that stuff. You're going to have that on your head. You're going to have this around your body. Just imagine knowing that when you're a little kid. I know it's going to be rough to wait, but you're going to get this later on, kid. Just wait.
I know it was quite the phenomenon when, like you said, you're an adult now and you have more of a disposable income, and you're able to buy all of these things. And as a 10, 11 year old kid running around, because I lived up near Lake Tahoe, my family had a cabin up there, and so my backyard was the woods.
Okay.
And so I would have friends that would come over, and we would get like toy squirt guns and all that stuff, and we would play World War II, and I would always be Indiana Jones. And so like I would get like a fisherman's cap, and then my grandpa had an aviator bomber jacket, and so I would wear that. And it just worked. It I there was no limit to the imagination. And then having that mindset and finding the accuracies as the years go on, it's just I'm really grateful that my 10-year-old self put myself through that.
It's so funny that you say that because when I was growing up, I had woods behind my house
Yeah.
as well, and damn, there was not a day that I was not back there. Even if it was a rainy day, I was in those woods, and more often than not, I was whether dressed. I did have like a Panama Jack kind of hat, which when you're a kid, you take what you can get, whatever
Or
works. and I had my sister had a jump rope that whoops I stomped accidentally. I stomped one of the handles, and I had it broke. So like,
I had
well,
a jump
don't throw it
rope
away.
too.
Don't throw it away. Let me use that. I guess I'll use it as a whip. Look how good. Well, look at that. It works as a whip, your old jump rope. Well, how
It's, er-
convenient.
it's
And I would always,
ergonomic.
yeah, I would always use that in the woods. Oh man, what adventures. God, I haven't thought of, I mean, it's weird that I did do that as Indiana Jones quite a bit, but it's weird that you don't think back to specific moments until like right now you brought that up and it all came flooding back that like swinging over vines with the jump rope. Well, it always broke off or you fell off.
Right.
Yeah, like climbing trees, jumping off onto like piles of leaves and then getting ants all over you. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh my God. That's
You know,
what a wonderful memory you've
you go
unlocked.
back to like what Kirk Brockman said, and he says this a lot, where if you're in doubt as to this cosplay venture or anything, go back to your why. Find your why. Find the reason behind it. Go back to your 10-year-old self and just and find the why. Continue to be happy. You don't
Yeah,
have to be
that's that
happy for anybody else. If this makes you happy, screw everybody else.
damn right. Damn right. And luckily I haven't experienced personally too much pushback from it, but I know there's people in my life that are like, that's he's doing that a lot. Like, but I don't care, like because I'm clearly so happy doing it, and I feel like I've already won regardless of what they think, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure you
And
feel the same way.
you look like a damn winner. Like, damn, look at that from head to toe. And even the voice. That is what makes me mad the most is your voice. It's got the Ford timbre. And I'm like, damn you. I went to school for acting and I don't even have that voice. You
Oh,
know?
what can I say? It's just luck. I lucked out, I suppose. I just got to drop it a little bit further and just stick out the bottom lip a little bit, and then you just kind of mumble through your mouth, and
Well,
you got to
it
talk through your
ain't
nose.
it ain't the years. It's the alcohol and the marijuana.
Very accurate in his case. But let's go ahead and come back to that later on, because I heard someone brought up impressions, so maybe we'll have to do some stuff later on. But anyway, so let's get the Kevin 11 going, my friends. So kind of a simple first question: when did you get into cosplay?
Oh, oh, I mean, if you want to count, my adventures as a 10-year-old going in my backyard, then yeah, over 20 years ago. But I think I started formally, like I would dress up as Indiana Jones every year for Halloween since I was about 13, and my mom made my fedora for me. She made a satchel, like, with pleather and everything, gun holster, and, like my dad's work boots and everything. And for a while, that was kind of my setup. And then once I started working out of college and having an income, which was about 2015, then I started really diving into the world of cosplay. And I was obsessed with Herbert Johnson. I was obsessed with Wested. I was obsessed with all of the name brand original vendors and makers out there. I had no idea who Steele and Jones were or Tognarelli and like, the continual upcoming vendors that hot take. The fans make the best stuff, so but rudimentary, like, Todd's costume was like the biggest deal when I started getting into cosplay.
Hmm.
And like Todd's costumes was like the cornerstone, so I had to get everything from them. And then it kind of like tapered off like 2017, 2018, and then COVID happened. So we were locked in our houses, and I was getting really great unemployment checks. I was like, well, I have all this money. What should I do?
Yeah.
And so I started buying more indie stuff. And, from that, realizing like there were more people out there that were obsessed with this stuff just as much as I was. That's kind of how California Jones started. So I'm really grateful for that.
That's just so cool. Um, I mean, I feel like I think I'm an honorary member of California Jones,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
that the group videos that I would see on YouTube before I knew any of you, I would watch it and just kind of feel like, oh, I'm supposed to know these people. I'm supposed to be there. Like I already like that one. Oh man, we'd already be friends. And now that we are, it's just so fascinating that just watching stuff on YouTube can lead to
Yeah.
this. And it's just so damned cool that there are so many like-minded folks like us, and we're blessed. I feel like, in a way, we're at least damn at least very very lucky.
Oh,
Um,
100%. There are so many aspects of my life that even resonate with me outside of Indiana Jones cosplay, that if it wasn't for Indiana Jones cosplay, I would not have as close friends as I do now, and the mindset that I have on camaraderie and fellowship and everything like that. And that goes beyond California Jones. It's like just the Indiana Jones community in general is such a positive, encouraging, welcoming environment. And it really has to do with the people that are involved with it. Not just the name, not just the outfits or anything like that. It's the people. And as long as that is constant, there is nowhere we cannot go.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I mean, there's a confidence you build. Oddly enough, there's a strange confidence you build in doing this stuff and getting to know people that you kind of tap into a power. There's definitely some kind of power out there. They're just kind of like, I'll have a little bit of that right
Yeah,
now. I'm putting this on,
right.
and here we are. I feel like, as esoteric as this show may be right now, there could be a grand audience just for watching this kind of stuff due to the passion that we have. Because I know there are some people watching, whether now or on YouTube, that don't do cosplay, but they just know that I love Indiana Jones so much that just talking about these things makes it interesting.
Exactly.
And as an actor myself, as well as you, we're always looking for that thing, that thing that just like we found it and we just latch onto it because it fills that creative energy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is that. And I'm so glad to have found this. And I can't thank you enough also because you've been a great supporter of this show. And I really, really appreciate you, my friend.
Oh, the feeling is 1,000,000% mutual, Kevin. Like you bring such a great, gritty, positive energy to not only just the group, but like this show in general. And it's just fun. It's so much fun. There's no other way to describe it. It's just fun.
Perfect, man. That's exactly what I want to do. That's the best thing I want to do. But going back to the topic, what was your first indie jacket?
My first indie jacket, formally, or like my first like introduction indie jacket.
Let's say, yeah, I would say formally. Yeah.
So it was a Wested standard stock in chocolate lamb, because I
Mm,
did my research and I was just like, this is the original skin, this is the original maker, this is my size and everything like that. And I got it, and it was a beautiful jacket. But in my mind, because I didn't know what the extra steps and the extra, like OCD process was into making the jacket the way that you see it in the film,
right.
it looked so clean and brand new. And I was just like, this kind of sucks. And I was just like, how do I make it look the way that I see it in the film? I was in my early 20s, so I was just like, okay, well, maybe if I just keep wearing it more and more and let the natural age take its course, then it'll do something. And I had the jacket for probably close to 7 years, and it
Oh
still
wow.
looked brand new.
Yep.
And I was just like, well, so I took like some sandpaper and stuff like that, and it was very rudimentary. And I sanded it and all that stuff. And I know it's blasphemous in certain cases and certain distressing tutorials. Trent, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But I looked at it. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna sell this jacket. Like somebody else is gonna enjoy this
Yeah.
more than I will. But yes, it was a West End standard, um, all of that jazz. It was just very, very the basic of the basic of the basic.
Yeah. But how did it feel the first time you put that on, though, knowing it was a Wested
It
from that company?
well, was it was kind of surreal because you know, growing up, I had my grandfather's bomber jacket, and the way that a bomber jacket fits as opposed to an Indy jacket, you know, bomber jacket's got the really puffy sleeves, it's got the straps on the shoulders and everything like that, and the cuffs have like the cotton elastic straps and around the waist as well. So
Right.
up until my early 20s, that was all I knew, and then I put the Indy jacket on, and I was like, this is how it's supposed to feel. And I was like, oh, this is a game changer. Like the way that I walked and the way that I just carried myself in public, just wearing even today, like wearing an Indy jacket. There's kind of like a I wouldn't say pompous, but just more of like a confident gravitas.
Swagger. There's a swagger.
There's a swagger to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I felt that, I was like, I immediately caught the bug, and I loved it. And then once I went down the rabbit hole after the pandemic began, then there was no turning back.
I know that feeling quite well. I mean, that's more or less when it started for me. Well, no, mine was no. I kind of I went through two quarantines. My restaurant closed, came back, and then closed again. And it's when it closed again that's when all this began. So that's again thanks to unemployment. You know that I should have saved it, but hey, look at the stuff I have now.
All right.
Uh,
All right.
anyways, tell us you have two jackets, I believe. Tell us about those.
So the jacket that I'm currently wearing, if you could see it in the light, it is a vintage. Vintage meaning it's just like one of the earlier models. Kelso Relic Hunter.
Oh,
It's a Hawaiian
nice.
Relic Hunter, and both jackets I received from Trent Ryan. I'm just gonna say that right then and there, right now. I am tangled in my chair with this strap. Give me 1 second. Okay,
See, it does
so
happen. You get stuck with the strap. It happens.
it does happen. So it was much more weathered. It definitely has some weathering to it,
Mhm.
but I took this out in the last like California Jones like mini event for the Blueies cast, and it was at the Queen Mary, and it was a torrential downpour.
I saw the pictures. Yes.
So like any weathering that we had on any of our jackets completely just immediately turned black. So it's now a it's now a slow but steady process. I condition it, and I've taken this on tour. I actually brought the other jacket with me after I came back from my leave. So this has been with me on tour for the last 6 months, and it fits great. I love the drape, especially just off the shoulders, which I think is incredibly indicative of
Yep.
Raiders. And I don't know, it just drapes really well. And I could wear this with full cosplay, or I could wear this like I did earlier today, just dressed down with a pair of jeans and a black shirt and stuff like that. It works incredibly well, and it's grainy New Zealand, or well, ribby New Zealand lamb,
Ah,
and
yes.
it's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and it's very similar to the Steel and Jones that you have on. Um, a lot of Steel and Jones Raiders that I've seen have a very similar ribby leather pattern. I would argue that Steel and Jones, the ribby lamb that they offer, is a little bit lighter in weight
Hmm.
than this Kelso. I think the Kelsos are a little bit heavier, especially the older ones, um, which I don't necessarily have a problem with because I kind of like the security of it. But yeah, this jacket has seen quite a bit. The second jacket, I'll go ahead and take this off. The second jacket that I have is a Wested Hero Raiders. This is technically my truck chase, and it's in Shrunken Lamb.
Oh,
And
nice.
this jacket is absolutely phenomenal. It's far and away less weathered than it used to be because I had my buddy Chris, who's in Bluey's Big Play. He had my Type B Indiana Jones outfit that he wore for the event. So he wore this jacket, and it got just as saturated with water. But the thing that I love about this jacket is that the way that Shrunken Lamb behaves after you distress it and after you know, weather it and wet mold it and stuff like that, it is such a Cairo look. And it is way, way different than my Kelso. And the thing that I love about both of these jackets is, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've never seen a Shrunken Lamb jacket that looked like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful for that. I actually wore this jacket to the premiere of Dial of Destiny in Hollywood. So this won out over the Kelso. Like I said again, you know, you can look at my Instagram photos and stuff like that, but once you see it, you could see that this was far and away more distressed. But again, this jacket came from Trent, and I love it very, very much. What else was I going to say about this? Oh, and we can put a pin on this, but another hot take discrepancy. Well, not necessarily discrepancy, but a hot take. Because I've seen the Dial of Destiny jacket in person. I've seen it up close. I've seen the grain. I've seen the leather. I've seen all of it. Whoever made it, I think it was a type of Shrunken Lamb. The way that the grain lies, the way that the leather drapes and everything like that, I was like, this, if it's not Shrunken Lamb, it's damn near close. Like the way that it was processed and everything like that, because I would go out on a limb and say that if anybody wanted to do like a build your own Dial of Destiny jacket without getting a Destiny jacket that's specifically Destiny, get a Shrunken Lamb, Raiders, put the bullet hole in yourself, and go to town on the weathering, because the undertones, the way the leather drapes, it's hands down, incredibly accurate.
I mean, that's very interesting that you say that, but I mean, I can't say for sure that that doesn't sound accurate, because thinking back on the jacket in the movie, it never does quite look exactly like a lambskin jacket. But I think that might just be due to the lighting. But that maybe I'll just have to watch the movie tonight to figure it out.
And honestly, like it's what all of our eyes see. Like our eyes see incredibly different things, and I don't know. It's one of those I'll die on this hill moments where I see Shrunken Lamb in the jacket that I saw in person. I have no problem with being wrong about that, but if I were to weather this into a Destiny, I would have zero complaints. Let's put it that way.
Well, they're both absolutely beautiful. But if you had to pick one as your favorite, which one would that be?
Be my Kelso.
Yeah,
for sure. It's just too good. It's simply too good. I've seen a couple of vintage Kelsos that are like that, but it just, to me, because like I said, I got both of them from Trent, and when I opened the Kelso out of the box and I put it on for the first time, it was just one of those moments where it was just like, this jacket was made for me.
That's such a good feeling.
Yeah.
Especially when it's this kind of stuff, when it just kind of has like that shoomp, when it just kind of goes right on you. And it feels like almost like you're putting on a Batman outfit, like you just put like suiting up and it just goes on perfectly. I know exactly what you're talking about. If you had a Last Action Hero movie ticket, what movie would you take the exact jacket out of?
That's a good question. Probably the truck chase jacket, simply because I wouldn't have the courage to weather any of my jackets to look like that. So as long as it's already looking like that and that I could put it on, perfect. But yeah, it's just such an iconic look. Like, you know, I'm a sucker for the Raiders look, and I know, you know, people like Kirk are extremely Temple of Doom, and, you know, a lot of people have been really trying to convince me to go full Last Crusade, and never say never. I'm,
Yeah. Yes,
you
do
know,
that. Yes. I say
never.
yes.
So we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, it's just Raiders to me is just such an incredibly stand on a league of its own look that something like the truck chase jacket would be a no-brainer to me, because I already have a Hawaii jacket. I already have a Cairo-esque jacket, but I want a truck chase. I
That's true.
want a truck chase.
I feel like that would probably be my
Yeah.
answer too, now that I think about it. For those exact reasons. I feel like I have exact replicas of the other ones from the other stuff, but a proper truck chase, it would have to be beaten to shit. And I don't, I'm kind of with you. I like weathering, but I don't want to shred.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to take a knife to it.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe one
And
day.
that was a big thing too, because I before I had these jackets, it was actually a result of me selling the jacket to get the Kelso.
Hmm.
I had a custom made Steel and Jones truck chase jacket that Scott Glasgow owns now, and it was perfect. It was beaten to hell and back. And the thing that I love about Steel and Jones is that they weather the panels before they sew the panels together, and I think that's genius.
Yep.
And the way that it looked, the way that it felt, I was just like, damn, this is just outstanding. And then I sold it. And then I sold it.
As it goes.
As it goes. But then I got the Kelso, and I was just like, well, everything happens for a reason. And but again, like they're hands down, the truck chase jacket would be my screen grab for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say same on that one. What do you think it is about Indy's jacket that is just so damn special? Not just to us, but also to him, because he keeps on wearing it throughout his I don't know 50, 60 years of going on adventures.
Well, the
What
way I
why?
see it, from a story point of view, we see him get dragged by a truck, go under a truck, get shot out in the arm a few times. In Dial of Destiny, in the 44 sequence, he gets pushed up against the ceiling of the tunnel and the train. It's literally a defense mechanism.
Mm,
Like he can look good and everything like that in the jacket, but at the end of the day, it's a defense mechanism. Like if you know if he gets bit by a snake, or like stuff like that. That's why people wear really thick jeans and really thick socks and stuff like that, so they don't get bit by critters. But I really believe that it's a shield. And
that's a great answer. That's a great damn answer.
The one time that he really doesn't have it, or the two times rather, in the films, he's really at his most vulnerable,
True.
which is the streets of Cairo chase, and the bridge scene in the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
He's incredibly vulnerable. Like his heart is literally exposed for Molaram to take out. And you look back on a scene like the Raven Bar fight, where his jacket's zipped up. You see him get
He's
shot,
very protected.
and then fires coming at him and stuff like that. Again, like I said, it's above all else, it's a shield. It's like if Captain America didn't have his shield, then he would be vulnerable.
Right.
You know, and the Area 51 warehouse. Thank you, Trent.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
didn't have a
That's
jacket there.
also true. That's also true. I mean, that's the best damn answer I could have thought of. But now, what about to us? What is it that is specifically about the any jacket that just makes you go like, I had to have that jacket?
I guess in general, it's. I mean, it's like with any piece of indie gear, really. When you are able to pluck, because it's really hard for me to get the right looking fedora for my giant head, but when I did and I put it on, it was like I was invincible. I was unstoppable. I saw myself and I was just like, that's it. That's you I'm embodying the character in the best way that I see it, but it also gives me a level of confidence in myself that, damn, I actually look good in it. I've never owned brown leather jackets in my life
Hmm. Hmm.
until Indiana Jones, and until the cosplay took over my life. And I put it on, and I'm just like, it just looks good. It looks good with everything. And I put it on, and I'm like, I know how good I look.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is weird
And
because I went through my teens, not so much. My 20s, I had a good ego. 30s, I got checked my ego. Now the 40s, I've built it again because of this outfit. I'm kind of like, oh shit, I do look kind of good, to the point where I've been looking at myself in my 20s and I go like, what the fuck was I thinking? I didn't look good. Look at me now. This is proper. Look what I'm wearing now.
you just
But yeah,
needed the
that
jacket
makes a lot of
tucked in.
sense.
That's all. We
Yeah.
we all needed the jacket in our earlier years. That's all we needed. Nothing else.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Imagine maybe the world shouldn't have that. That's something the world shouldn't have. Some people like us being that confident, that young. It's maybe not a great idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. The world just needs a big leather jacket to surround itself. Then we can have world peace.
yeah, that'd be all right with the proper storm flaps.
Exactly.
Are you eyeing any new jackets at this time? And if so, what is it?
It would take a lot of convincing for me, but I really would love a properly distressed Dial of Destiny jacket.
Mm.
And, and I know Trent just bought one from Kyle Nibbling, and Kyle Nibbling's Wested Destiny was because he's so good at weathering, and it was just so immaculate and so perfect, down to like it was like crusty. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, and I think that's the beautiful thing about that Destiny jacket, because it is so beyond lived in that it's actually kind of falling apart.
It wants to die.
It was very indicative of Indy in the beginning of Dial of Destiny. Um, but yeah, that would probably be it. Or if I were to go Last Crusade route, then
Mm.
I would I would get a Smithsonian jacket from Steel and Jones.
It's one of my pride and joys. Yeah, that one, even the feeling that you got the first time you put it Wested on, that feeling putting that one on. When I looked in the mirror, I kind of went like, oh,
Yeah,
oh my goodness, I've done it. I've done the dream since 1989,
right.
and that's just it's the magic that happens when we put on these jackets. It's just ridiculous, but it's better than a drug. That's for damn sure.
Oh,
It's just like this form of our drug, but hey, what can you do? Um,
exactly. It's a gateway.
for anyone watching, what advice would you have for getting an Indeed jacket?
Take your time. Take
Mm,
your time. If money is an issue, then save your money. If if timing is an issue and you got a con that you want to go to and stuff like that, look around and see what's secondhand. And 9 times out of 10, and for me, it's been 9 times out of 10, literally, all of my jackets are second or third
mm,
hand. And the only two that I received that were custom orders, one was Steel and Jones, which I sold, and then my first one, the Wested, which I sold.
mm.
So there's no limit to what you can find on like the Facebook Marketplace in the Indiana Jones community, or eBay, or Poshmark. I found jackets on Poshmark. Um, just take your time. Understand too that you know what your sizing is. That's a huge thing, because if you go in blind and you don't know what your size is and you order, because I'm a 42/44 chest, but that can mean 1,000 different things to 1,000 different
Yep.
jackets. Like this 42 fits me, but like a Steel and Jones 42 might not fit me. So just kind of just do your research, do your homework, and then when the time is right, pull the trigger.
That's perfect. That's perfect advice. My first two, I kept on getting size 42s because that's the size I wear in like express suits and H&M
Right.
suits. But then it turns out that's not real size. That's not real life size. They do their own kind of sizing. And then I did get my first Steel and Jones that was like a 38 size. And I was like, oh, that's me? Holy
Yeah.
crap. First of all, I felt like I thought I had a bigger chest than that, but whatever, that's fine. But then I finally got a 38 Wested, and it's a little small. Like the 38 Steel and Jones are perfect, but then the Wested, it's a little bit small on me. But that's all. I think that's my own fault because I kind of cheated the sizing a little bit. But that's perfect advice. Take your time and know what you're ordering. Know what you want for sure because once you pop, you can't stop. They're
No, it's
goddamn
true.
principle.
It's true because, and another thing with that is that for me, when I stop actively looking, that's when I find the good shit,
Yep.
and it just happens. And when I'm not like actively searching for the jacket or the hat or the trousers, then something like the next day it's just like, oh, I'm selling this 42 Dial of Destiny Wested, and I'm like, oh my god, it's in my size. Oh my god, the price is fantastic. So just things happen for a reason, and once you kind of just let it go, good things will happen.
That's not just for cosplay advice, but that's good advice in general. I
Yeah.
mean, I got a couple of years on you, my friend, but that's sage advice for all watching. That's just uh, things happen. You got to let them happen, and sometimes you can't force it because forcing it doesn't make it happen. That I've seen a whole lot of times. So
The
that's
way,
really good advice, man. You're wise for a little
thank
buck.
you. I like to say, you cannot force a fart, or else shit will happen.
Man, I could. That's a different show entirely, which I wouldn't even be the topic of. I'm not going to name names, but man, oh man, oh I know. Yeah, I want to name names, but I'm not going to. Okay, let's move on to the next. Who is another character whose jacket you would want? Like for me, Back to the Future 2 Marty, the futuristic jacket he gets, that's the other jacket. If it wasn't Indy, I would want that jacket. What would
That's
yours be?
a good one. The first thing that comes to my mind is any sort of uh, sport coat that James Bond wears.
Mm,
Like I'm a sucker for sport coats and like blazers and stuff like that. And if they're like tailor made and I can just like wear a nice black shirt underneath and like button the one button. Oh man, that would probably be. But as far as an iconic jacket, that's a really good one.
well, thank you.
That's a really good question. We might have to go back to that one.
That's all right. We can loop back around. Which ironically, we've already flown through 10, so this is the Kevin 11th question. But we could do some filler for you to think. But what is, just to go back to the very first question about the cosplay community in general? What is your favorite thing about it?
The people,
Mm,
the people. Um,
agree.
the, they know who they are. They're watching this right now, and they, without sounding too dramatic, they saved my life. They got me through a lot, and the the gateway of indie cosplay allowed me to meet these people and share the enthusiasm and share the just the rabbit holes that we go down, and they continue to inspire me to not only be a better indie cosplayer but just a better overall person
Mm,
for a community, for people who aren't necessarily as obsessive with Indiana Jones but are interested enough because of the passion that they exhibit. And uh, you said it best earlier, like the passion of this group because of the people is contagious. Contagious enough to where people who, like I said, who aren't interested, want to be interested and want to know more. Like I'm so grateful for my cast of Bluey's Big Play, who took their time out of their day off or out of the night off before they after we were done with shows and everything like that to join me and to join California Jones and be a part of something really really cool. And they're all from Australia, and they were
Oh
just
yeah.
so blown away by the following and by the enthusiasm. They wanted to be a part of it simply because of that. And they also wanted to know how to crack a whip too. So I'm teaching them how to do that. But
That is awesome.
yeah, so I'm just like I said, the people, Kevin, like the people like you, the people, like Daniel and stuff like that, and the admins over at California Jones who facilitate positive energy and radiate that contagious energy. It does not go unnoticed. Let me put it that way.
Very well said, and totally agreed. There are certain figureheads in the community that kind of like they're making sure things happen for like everyone, even if it's not just people on the West Coast. People on the East Coast feel the repercussions of everything that California Jones does, and now there's a New York Jones that I'm a part of that wouldn't have happened otherwise, and it's just so cool to see what has blossomed from all that. And I know that we will meet. This isn't the end of the interview, but I know that we will meet one
Oh yeah.
day, and it's going to be incredible, man. This has been very fun talking to you. I feel like because of the fact that you are an actor, that there's a certain energy that I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like this a lot. That's good. This is a good guy. I like this guy.
No, you're a good guy, Kevin. It takes. I like to say that it takes a good person to be a good person too,
Mm.
and I've learned that very very quickly in my acting career, where the energy that somebody puts is the energy that you want to surround yourself with, and I'm grateful for just I'm grateful that you said that, because I love to be positive, but I also love to be real.
Yep.
I'm not a bullshitter, and I don't toot people's horns. I don't toot my own horn. I'm the first person to deprecate myself, and so I just love the transparency and realism of this community. It's really really awesome. And speaking of Kevin, I am going to be in Brooklyn in like a couple months. So
Oh, terrific.
for a few days. So we're definitely going to have dinner, have a drink, chill out, do all
Oh
the things.
yeah. That'll be awesome, man. Hell yeah. Oh, okay, cool. That'll be great. That'll
But
be
that's a
great.
conversation
So
later time.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But that's a nice little thing to learn live on the air.
Yeah.
That's a great little present. So do you want to move on to the next final little bit of our interview, or do you want to go back to the other character jacket question?
Well, I will say, and since I'm on a live interview, I can't say outright the reason why I would be interested, but I would love to have a Star-Lord jacket.
Mm, mm.
I've worn a Star-Lord jacket for a long time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And even though I'm not necessarily a fan of that jacket, I would probably want a thinner version of that Star-Lord jacket. So I'll just leave it at that.
Great. That's perfect. That's perfect. My buddy has something like it, and it's beautiful to see. So I totally understand, and I also understanding other stuff.
Yeah.
But so we did this with Kirk, we meaning me, and I'd like to do it with you as well. Let's do a couple impressions, if you'd like, of the famous line, "It's not the years, honey, it's the mileage." And I'll go ahead and start it off with a commercial, a trailer that we just saw, starring Michael Keaton. "It's not the years, honey, it's the mileage."
Hey, hey. It's not the years. It's the mileage. Or as I like to say, it's not the years, but frankly, 2024 is going to be a great year. Great year. The miles that we see, we travel from one end of the country to another. The miles between our great nation, where the miles will end at the White House. At the White House, frankly.
I don't know if it's proper for me to do this voice, but it is a white guy doing the voice, but it's not the years, honey. It is the mileage.
It's not the years. Look, folks, what are we doing here? Come on, come on. Put miles in fracking.
Perhaps it is not the years, but it's the mileage.
Wait, do I have? Oh, yes, I do. It's not the years, but it's the mileage.
Excellent. Oh my God. Let's end it there. That's the best that could possibly end it. Morgan. Oh, how do you say your last name, by the way?
Lauff, you got it right the second time.
Lauff. All right, great. Morgan, what a joy it's been talking to you. This will not be the only time this happens. I want to have you back on the show. We'll talk about something else. You were terrific. This is so fun, and have a great time on the rest of your tour. May it continue on, and may you have audiences that love you. And I know I already do, pal. So thank you so much for being on there. I really, really appreciate
Thank you, Kevin. The feeling is absolutely reciprocated, and I can't wait to see you in person, and can't wait to be on this live again. So, till next time, fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory, my friend. Fortune and glory.
Take care.
All right. Absolutely. You too. All right. Well, that was perfect. Jackets was the topic, and it's funny how fucking quickly we can fly through an hour. If it's been an hour, I don't know. Oh shit, it has basically been an hour of just talking jackets. That's this thing about Indiana Jones. We can talk about, we could probably talk about pants for an hour. I don't know if I want to try that, but I'd probably break up pants, shirts, who knows. But boy, oh boy, what a great show. Next week, we're going to be talking to the movie man himself, Matthew Kinsey. I'm very excited about this topic. It's going to be about other forms of indie, like video games, comic books, and novels. We're going to be talking about the other ways that we know indie and love them. And I can't wait to get it. I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about it. So thank you all for watching. You're the best. I really appreciate you tuning in. And I'm going to put this on YouTube Friday. So if you want to watch this on TV while you're, hanging on the couch, doing laundry, whatever you want to do, it's kind of the ideal thing to do. I've done it myself. I'm not going to lie. I have put it on myself, and it can be a fun time. It's a good time to pass an hour, and I appreciate you all being here with me for the past hour. You're the best, and I'll see you on Instagram soon. Bye-bye.